Alright, Respawn here. Welcome back to some more Empyrion. So it's, once again, nighttime, like it seems to be way too often in this game. That's an issue with all survival games. It seems like no matter when I start playing, it's nighttime. So anyway, one of the things that I've been wanting to try out here is the blueprint stuff. So if you go in blueprints here, you can see all these different blueprints for different bases. Some of them require stuff that I simply don't have. Neodymium, Zascosium, Erestrum. Yeah, don't have any of that. So can't do that. Some of these, not so bad. I'm not doing a base today though. I already have a base. I'll probably do another. Probably will try one of these out later when I go set up a secondary base elsewhere. What I want is a small vehicle. Small vessel, rather. Sorry. Small vessel. I want to design my own at some point, but I've never seen one. I shouldn't say never. I've seen one only once in this game. When I first started out, one of my faction members picked me up, flew me out to another guy's base because he was taking off to get off the planet, and I haven't seen him since. So he's been pretty much living off planet now for a while. So looking through these, Sathium, I don't have any of that. Sathium. Definitely don't have any Zascosium or Estrum. Again, use Sathium. I don't know where that is, or what that is, or how you would find it. So I think we're pretty much, if we're going to use one of these blueprints, pretty much stuck with one of these. So, or stuck with this one, I should say. So, 2 factory. So when you go in here, it wants you to throw in, those blocks we added to BP factory for reduced production time. Okay. So I think what it wants here is, these. Iron, copper, cobalt, and silicon. I need 360 iron ingots. That's easy. My iron. Got a ton of iron. 360 there. Needs 180 copper ingots. What am I doing on copper? Might not have enough. See what happens here. Where's copper ingots? Oh, yeah, let me turn off the filter here. There we go. It's 160. Output count is 10. So I need 16 of these. I probably will not have enough for that. Okay. That means we'll have to go mine some more copper here soon. That's alright. I need 180 copper ingots. I'm really sure that's not going to happen at this point. Good that out. My math is right, so it takes 5 copper ore to make 1 ingot. 1 ingot makes 10. 16 times 5. I can't do that back in my head. Not at 11 o'clock at night. Times 5. 80. Oh, okay, yeah. When did we get there? Alright, guys, I really want to go mine any right now. What else do we need? Cobalt, need 150. So, again, output's 10. Do I have enough cobalt ore? Yeah, I should. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. That doesn't matter. Cobalt, I need, what did I say, 180? Let's do 200 to be safe. Wow, and silicon is 120. Got quite a bit of silicon, I think, so I'm not as worried about silicon there. I'm gonna let these metals cook off for a while. Okay, yeah, I got plenty of copper. Well, maybe not plenty, but I've got enough for this. That's my copper ore. I only need 180 of that. One of these days I'm going to get the hang of stacking in this game. There we go. 180. Cobalt. I need 150 of that. Let that cook up for a while. Take another drink. Come on. Come on. Do your thing. Where's my cobalt ore? Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. So, when I'm not streaming, this is the point in the game when I stick myself in the constructor, go stand in a corner, and then watch some TV for a while. Unfortunately for you guys, you're watching my stream, and not TV. So we'll give that a minute for the silicon there. One of the additions, I don't know if I mentioned to it, one of the additions I made to my base, I added another pair of T2 fuel tanks, built up and down, or vice versa as it is, up and down. At this point, I should have enough fuel to be able to keep my base fueled for a pretty sufficient amount of time. In theory, if I'm not online and nobody else is online, it is a private server and I'm the only one online. But it's a private server and fairly light use private server. That means the planet is not active for large portions of the day, so in theory, it should be alright there. Should be more than enough to keep me going for a little while offline. Silicon, what did I need for silicon? Do I have it already? 120. Oh yeah. Here's my 120. Alright. I don't know how this works. I don't know if it's just going to spawn it somewhere, so I'm going to come out here to the shipyard base that I left running from when I was out here earlier. And I'm going to also... There we go. Anal, I know. So, blueprints. We just drop... Yep, just drop it in here. Cobalt. Look on. And start production. Alright, so it's going to take 33 minutes before it's done doing whatever it's doing. I guess I come back in 33 minutes and I guess it actually spawns then. I don't know, we'll find out. As long as I'm out this way, I'm going to go grab the grab whatever's in my H2O2 producer generator. This thing runs forever on large medium fuel packs, thankfully. That's nice because that means I don't have to sit there and constantly tend to it. I run just about everything off hydrogen. At the end of the day, it's more efficient. I also try to be good with my use. My dad would be proud turning off the lights when I'm not using them. Yeah, there's plenty of fuel in there. Be proud or laughing at me, one of the two. When I bought my first house, the first thing he did was come over and turn on all the lights and then walk out the front door. I was like, really, Dad? Really? Like, yep, payback. Expected nothing less from my dad, but still. I've got a fuckload of oxygen. Actually, again, while I wasn't streaming, I put in another O2 tank. Yeah, so I think these are new additions from the last stream. Not only did I have 2 new fuel tanks, I also had an O2 filler tank. Just because got obnoxious, always seeing my O2 drain whenever I was in the hovers because the hover ran out of air, or for those instances where I was going out diving for more seaweed. Also, just have something to do with this stuff. I built a second O2 tank just for grins. Then I realized that really the O2 store's a lot better in stacks of 50 in a container. I also put in 2 new containers. 2 new containers over here, that is. Nothing in them yet. My one container was getting full, and then the second container was my my expedition container, right? Full of the materials I built for an expedition base. That container I moved over here. Bing Bean, it's also right here, basically accessible from the garage, or hangar, whatever you want to call it. So the next time I do decide to go out and build an expedition base, I just come over here, grab all my stuff, throw it in a container in one of my hovers, and take off. Alright, so look, last stream, I was working on the dinner for 2 personal quest, single player quest. At this point, all my crops have regrown. I should be able to finish it. I've got to make pizza and ratatouille. Never even had ratatouille before. In fact, I don't know that I would know what ratatouille is, or I don't know that I would recognize it as a food if it weren't for the Pixar film. Is it some kind of French food? Who knows? Times I've been to French restaurants. Well, like twice maybe. I don't know. French restaurants are my thing. So let's see. I'll put all this stuff in here for right now. I think I can go ahead and make. Yep, I can go ahead and make the ratatouille. Let's start that. Pizza. I'm missing cheese and salami, both of which I have over here. That milk. Did I not make more cheese? Did I forget the milk? I probably did. That's fine. 1 cheese. Salami. Wait. Use up some of my raw meat for this. Raw meat. Cheese. Hey, gotta make some pizza here. Cook for a minute or 2. Done. Successfully completed. Ah! I got gold. I have no idea what I can do with gold coins. Convert into credits, use... Okay. Well, I guess you can set up marketplaces on some servers. I also got emergency rations. That's awesome. You know what? Those in my emergency containers in both my hovers. I didn't want to get in. Access cargo box. One goes here. One goes here. I have to restock the emergency container on this one still. Other than that, I got a lot of raw foods here that still need cooking at this point. Cheese. I can do anything with that. Alien honey's a part of any recipe, is it? I don't know. Not that I remember. Let's throw all this stuff here for right now. Now we can make a lot of things. I have not seen it. A cactus. Can't make that. Emergency rations though. Fire energy pills. Don't know what those are. Don't know how to make them. Eggplant parts. Yeah, I don't have. Don't have eggplant. And what else I can make here? It's good to know. Some of these things I haven't made them yet. Alien plasma has not been easy to find. Alright, so what are we gonna make here? As much canned meat as possible, which is gonna be 5. And that's going to preclude us from making canned vegetables again, I think. right? That's okay though. And meat. After that, I'm gonna wait for that to finish so I can see what else I'm available to make. One more coming up. Come on. Like watching paint dry. Alright, yeah, one more. Finish that. Throw my raw meat back in here because I'm gonna see the rest of more canned meat later on. Alright. So beyond that, what have we got? Make more pumpkin cookies. We can make more. One half dozen the other, huh? Pumpkin cookies, fruit pies. There's still some pumpkin left over. So should be. We're gonna do baked pumpkin, popcorn, space fries, bread. Pizza and ratatouille out of here because a Cuba berry or a Cuba berry isn't used for anything. One of these days I'll find a use for that. Or ratatouille, my pizza in here. Pizza's got some good food scent on it too. I should go hunting more often. But I need to eat just a little something while I'm at it. So, it's almost daylight. Once this gets done cooking up, we're gonna go on a little expedition and I'll show you another little project I was working on the other day. Meanwhile, we watch grass grow. Well, that's there. I'm gonna make sure I've got enough. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Because this is going to make things way easier for me in the future. T2 drill. I finally have some advanced CPUs. Didn't have any before, so I'm gonna build one of these and drill charge. That's 3. I don't know how long one lasts. Build 5 of those bad boys. Did I put that hydrogen in here? I think I did. Yeah, looks like it. Nope, not that. Food processor. Still cooking away. The cheese isn't going to be used for anything at this point. Pumpkin cookies are done. There's the baked pumpkin. Fruit pies are not making. It's because they also use wheat, huh? Yeah. Maybe I don't know if I should grow more flour or not. I forgot to look and see. Everything: wheat, tomato, pumpkin, corn sprout. Okay, yeah, I cannot make sugarcane sprout, unfortunately. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Popcorn's done. Looks like. I'm gonna take some coffee with me this time. Alright, space fries done. Not doing anything with everything fruits that are left. Alien honey. Didn't have anything to use it on. The rest of this stuff doesn't perish, right? Right. Nope. I really don't know what to do with these gold coins. I don't think there's anything I can do with them on our server. We don't really have a market set up on the server, so... Yeah, I think this is what I do with them. Throw them in this one. Grab some of this, even though I'm getting a T2 drill. just in case I need to use my Tier 1 drill. Alright. So, T2 drill. What's the big deal about it? T2 drill picks up ore as it's produced, as it gets harvested. Drill charges. Oh, there they are. It does take drill charges instead of biofuel. Drill charges being made with promethium. On one hand, it's also kind of nice. Frankly, I hate having to go dive for kelp when I have a ton of promethium with me. So we'll give this thing a little, give it a test here in a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me mining. Well, I guess I'm not going to make you watch me do anything. No, you don't have to watch me do anything, although I do appreciate you watching my videos here. Before we head out, I'm going to fuel up the base, top it off, hop off the fuel tanks in my hover. Good. I should have 25 reserve in here, which is more than enough for where I'm going. Yeah. Alright. Put the rest of this extra back in the constructor. Alright. Need to bring some food with me to go. Let's see. I'm gonna bring stuff that's going to gonna last a little bit. Bring some canned meat, bring some salami, stuff that's got a long perish time. I might have the hover off, might not have a fridge going. So, perish time 56, 349. Thinking maybe no. I'm just gonna bring all canned meat. Yeah, canned meat it is. So before I leave, let me hit the lights here. So where are we going? I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you guys, or if I should let it. I should let you find out when we get there. This game's not. Hang on a second. My garage did not get a garage door closed. Why the fuck does it not shut every time? Yeah, I live in a base is in a really safe area. I have no reason to think that a drone would enter my base and fuck everything up, but you never know. Just like home. You might live in a safe neighborhood, but you have no reason to think that you might not get some wanderer that might wander in your house, fuck everything up. So, and if you ever left your garage door up in your house before, but it's a scary experience when you come home. Happened to me a couple times. Garage door at my old house. The safety sensor was a little on fritz. Safety beam rather was a little on fritz, so it would occasionally just decide to not close. Leave for work in the morning, back out, hit the button. I see it start going down. All right, keep going, and then come back later that night, and it's still open. So that's where we're going. Crash MS Titan back part. So the story of the game goes, from what I understand, which really doesn't explain the story if you're on a multiplayer server, but whatever. The story of the game is that you were the captain of this ship. I don't know what I'm shooting at. You were the captain of this Titan, and something happened. You jumped into the solar system. Something happened. You crashed, and you're the only sole survivor. Really doesn't make sense on a PvE or on a multiplayer server, but whatever. So the reason we're coming here, there's a lot of salvage to be had here. I've salvaged most of it already, being honest. down, but I am going to leave it running for a while. Oh. Also need to eat some food. Yes, one more. This thing is very cool. This is just the back portion, right? This is not the entire ship. It's just the back part of the ship. Basically, ship crash landed. You're stuck here. You got to survive on your own. So, thing about the ship, if you haven't noticed, part of it's underground. Sucky thing is, I think, maybe not. I was gonna say, I think some of it regenerated, maybe not. Nope. So I dug all this out last night. Found some stuff to salvage in here, including some thrusters that I got some advanced CPUs from. Pretty useful. Should be on the other side of the ship. Should be more thrusters. You know what? This is just a pain. Get out of here. But, again, structural rigidity sometimes works in this game. This is where... What just happened? Alright, I think I just... Server may have lagged or something. I don't know. So there should be 3 more thrusters on the bottom side over here. Again, looks like this has been partially dug out, not by me. Somebody has, but they didn't completely dig everything out. So, let's see what we can do. So much dust for that slave. So much dust. Yep, directional thruster. Don't believe there's containers over here, so I don't think it's worth digging out all the walls. Again, I ended up watching a YouTube video last night just to see what all I could find in here. Save myself some time and effort figuring things out. Well, watching YouTube videos. That is kind of loud. Watched some YouTube videos, watched read some forums. I think this is probably the best loot over here. Yeah, I just got 2 advanced CPU and 2 flux coils. That's good stuff, man. That's stuff that's useful. I don't want to dig too far down there if there's nothing there. It's a waste of time. However, there might... If I took out... There's a big engine up here that I managed to salvage out. There might be another one down here, so I'm going to do a little more digging over here. Just see what I can find. I did see on online where somebody recorded a video and they dug so far down that they had actually dug through the world, fell to their death. Wasn't a pretty sight. Don't want that to happen to me. It's not. It's already happened to me once. Not my idea of a good time. Let me tell you. Lose everything you had. Not fun. Can't really get it back when it's up through the world. This teach builds nice. Now I haven't picked up all this crushed rock. Crushed rock is going backwards again like it does sometimes. When you dig and it decides that it wants to just push you out of the way. Not seeing anything though. Which may or may not be working. Entirely possible there's not one on the side. This dust clear a little bit. Where am I in relation to this? Might be able to go down further. I'm gonna go more this way first. Field charge. This is really cool additional content for this game. It really is digging for buried treasure. The forums have a lot of info on this. I've been told that you can't actually repair this ship. You cannot. That if you cannot repair this and fly it again. I think some people have probably tried, and failed. So I'm not even going to bother trying it myself. Fine, I don't want to shoot this thing anyway. I just want the loot. That's all. We needed the loot. Look at this left. There's still a good chunk of it left over here. No engines so far. There may not be one. Which, if not, that's okay. I'm not going to be too disappointed. That's a big distraction. T2 drills, nice! Oh, this is totally a game changer when it comes to mining for ore. I mean, granted, the only thing I'm picking up right now is fresh stone, but... Oh, there it is. Thruster large. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got here. Right now I have 6 advanced CPU. Fresh stone, by the way. And I got another 6 advanced CPU from that, another 6 flux coils. That's worth the effort, my friends. Those advanced CPUs let me make things like this T2 drill that I have. Some other weaponry. This is all just decorative, but I'm not going to salvage it anyway. You do get electronics, metal components, computer. And again, just like the alien base, this thing's pretty much picked over by the other savages playing on the server. The server owner did tell me that the bases and loot and stuff do respawn on the moon. So at some point I'll at some point I am going to make my way over there. But I got to make my first small vessel, large vessel. There are probably some more decorative capacitors down here somewhere. I don't think it's worth the effort to go after them. Not for those components. I know they're here if I ever want them later. The other thing, though, that I believe is not been salvaged yet. I've been told, or I read, that there are some buried containers over here. So I'm gonna get to digging. It's totally random loot drops for what's in these things. Again, is what I've read. Could be good, could be nothing. But the only way to know is to dig through and try and find out. It's the actual bottom of this floor, so I know how far I have to dig. Let's find out. Come on. Wow. This is way deeper than I expected. Way deeper than I expected. Should hit the floor sooner or later. Hopefully. I don't want to just tell people. I don't want to journey to the center of the earth here. Not Jules Verne. Can I even fly out of this? Okay, yeah, I can still fly out of that. Still, wow, that's deep. Oh shit, I'm using my multi-tool, not my T2 drill. No wonder it's taking so long. Alright, there's bottom. Stands to reason to me, whether or not it's true. You're wrong. It stands to reason to me that any containers are going to be placed on the floor down here. May not be the case, but I know. So this might take a while. No point making you guys sit here and watch this. So you know what? I'm gonna pause the stream here, and we'll come back once I found something. All right, we're back. So when I left you guys, I dug a little over here, and I just started digging straight down next to this pole. Figured a support column was a good place to start digging down. Dug out this way, didn't find much of anything. I decided to turn around and go over to the front of the ship, and I found 4 containers, 2 consoles, and a door right here that probably leads to the elevator. Hang on. Yeah, it's the elevator. So if I wanted to, I could use that elevator to go all the way to the bridge, and maybe I want to in just a minute here. Of course, I have to get rid of the rock in my way. So, I've not looked in these containers yet. Let's see what we find. Hopefully something good. Hardened steel blocks. Otherwise, pretty much standard fare. Let's see. A couple projectile pistols. All right, growing plots. Some sprouts. I'm actually out of room. Let me dump some of this stuff off in the hover real quick, and then we'll come back. I'm deciding what's the best way to get to the hover. Best way to get to the hover is just blow this stuff out of my way so I can stop. Let's throw some loot in here. So one of the reasons I left the hover running is just so it can protect itself. I don't know what kind of predators may be out here. Maybe flying around. I don't know. May not be any. But as long as it's running, the auto turrets will run. You can go back in from up here. Should have just gone out that way the first time. So that's 2 containers. Terrible. Salvage containers as well. Hey, everything's useful. These consoles will give me a little bit as well. Yeah, electronics, metal components, computer. Useful. So what we got? Hey! Alright. Energy pills, nice. I can use those to make rations. Emergency rations. Emergency rations are nice. I always take promethium and hydrogen. Always take promethium. Always handy. Let's see. Oh, medkits, adrenaline shot. That's some good stuff there. I can't make that stuff on my own yet. Perfect. And I close this door. Take this door as well. Some get some stuff. Alright, I'm gonna pause the stream again. I'm gonna excavate the other side of the back half of the ship. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm betting those containers are probably it. I'm kind of assuming they probably place things pretty symmetrically. But we'll find out. So I'm gonna pause the stream and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Dug out the rest of the ship back here. Nothing real exciting. Kind of dug up at the corners a little bit just to see if it looked like there might be maybe another thruster or engine back here that we could get some advanced CPUs from, but I think it's I think I'm barking up the wrong tree here. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much more I'm going to be able to salvage from this boat. So I'm going to get back up. The only thing that made me wonder is there's a support column here for nothing that seems to go nowhere. I guess it goes to this. That's what I dug around. Didn't seem to be. It wasn't symmetrical. That was the only thing. Only reason I was wondering what could be over here. So let's just take a quick look. Take it through. Just on the off chance that. And this is a, crash ship, so things may not necessarily be symmetrical. Could be an engine fell off one side, but not the other. I doubt that's the case. I bet it's just. Yeah. There's nothing back here. Let the dust settle. One of my buddies is online. So, sorry about that. Anyway, that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much everything we're going to get from here. Got the other large motor back here. Don't think, yeah, nothing left back there that's worth taking. He's dying. So we're going to throw the rest that's in our hub and we're going to head back to base. Didn't even use any of our light. Managed to get it all in one shot. Or managed to get everything worth getting in one shot. It's pretty good loot. Way too much fuel with me. Or is that? No, that's what I picked up. That's a good bit of fuel. Alright, yeah, we're in good shape here, I think. Time to head back. So I think next time, so actually, I should point out that while I was, excavating, said my blueprint was done. So if we go in and take a look at the blueprints, factory tab, it's completed. So I guess I can go somewhere I can spawn this. Anyway, we'll make a quick run back to base and I'll spawn it real quick at the shipyard. See, we'll see what happens. 1 second, let me reply to this. Come on. Alright, there we go. Alright, and we're off. Gun's tracking something. And shooting something. It's a little flatter on this side, I think. Just say I do like the fact that the game is at least somewhat accurate in that the sun rises and sets across a spherical planet, or well, I guess it's technically a cylinder if you read some of the devlog stuff. But I like the fact that it actually does rise and set, and it's not just everywhere on the planet. It's rise and set. It's kind of a cool little effect. Let me park this bad boy. And knock the top of it off again. I'll unload all my loot in just a little bit. Let's go spawn this ship real quick before we call it a night. Lights. Alright, so... yeah, glad I have a little extra space. Glad I have a little space here to put this thing. Enough room? Bring up the drone, get an aerial view. Oh yeah. Done. Wow, that was easy enough. Very cool. Let's check this thing out real quick. What we got? We got a cockpit. Got a generator back here. O2 station. That's good. I'm sure I have to fill up the O2 tanks wherever they are. Where are the O2 tanks? Ammo box. Fuel tank. Fuel tank. Constructors down there. Cargo. There's the O2 tank in this thing. In the nose, maybe? Huh. Try the main power first, yeah, duh. It's fuel, of course. Oh, there's the O2 tanks. Okay. Let's, and the fridge, nice, this thing's got everything. And it's, let's be honest, it's a better design than anything I've done so far. It's, somebody obviously spent a little more time working on this than I spent on my vehicles. Steal some power out of this thing. Fuel this bad boy up. Put my helmet on since I don't have any oxygen. Hey. Our lights on. Off. On. I don't seem to be doing much of anything. I have to get the hang of flying this thing, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can get a joypad by this thing or something. Oh. That was off. It does have one light. Not a very big one. Not a very bright one. So, alright, we're gonna go land this bad boy in the shipyard, and maybe we'll have to make an actual landing pad for it. What happens if I get out of this thing while it's still flying? Can I get around underneath it? Yeah, I can. Get a better look at it. This is pretty cool. I like this. Not gonna lie. Docking pad, constructor. It's got everything you need. Granted, you have to dig around for some of it. But yeah, I'll can't wait to take this thing out. Come on, get back up there. And land this bad boy. Alright. Thanks for watching. Guess, I always hear people say something about, oh, if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Yeah, I guess if you want to do that, please do. I'm recording these partly just for me anyway, so, I won't be heartbreaking if nobody ever subscribes. But hey, if you do, subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Have a good one. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.